Okay, in this video, I'm going over the main card of UFC Fight Night Qatar, Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. The card is amazing considering what we've been getting for fight nights as of late, and I'm just going to be going over the main card in this video, starting with Tagir Ulanbekov versus Kyoji Horiguchi. Kyoji Horiguchi is making his debut once again in the UFC. He was in it before, and now he's back, and he made a pretty big career for himself outside of the UFC, fighting in Bellator and Ryzen. I believe he has pretty good wins outside of the UFC, though. He beat Sergio Pettis. He beat Kaya Sakura in Ryzen. He was a long time ago. He beat Kaya Sakura. He's been doing his thing. He's on a win streak. He's back in the UFC. He's a very crafty, experienced, well-rounded guy. And he's going against Tagir Ulanbekov, which you could say kind of the same thing about, except Tagir has a lot less experience. And he's making it really close against people that I would consider to be kind of shit. He has a win over Cody Durden, which I think is actually a good win. But he's also lost to kind of shitty fighters like Tim Elliott and stuff. But I don't know. I don't even know how to judge a Tim Elliott loss anymore. Tim Elliott's kind of winning sometimes for weird reasons. Just like out of nowhere, Tim Elliott's not that bad. And then he's really bad. And then he's not that bad again. He's had an interesting career. But for this fight, I think I'm going to go with Kyoji Horiguchi. I like his momentum. I like the way he's coming in this fight, making his debut once again. I like how tough he is and experienced he is. I think it's a battle between two well-rounded fighters that are going to go to a decision. And I trust Kyoji to push a better pace and make it a tough fight. And these Asians love to fucking fight. And as of right now, I think Tagir's going to try to stall it out, and it's not going to work. And I think Kyoji's going to push a better pace and eventually win by a decision, by output striking and grappling when he needs to. Just being a little bit more active, basically. So yeah, Kyoji Horiguchi by decision next. Sergey Spivak versus Shamil Gaziev. So I get the Shamil pick, I do, but I don't at the same time. I'm not picking Shamil Gaziev. I'm picking Sergey Spivak to win. I really can't trust Shamil Gaziev to win a fight. I know he's won fights, and I know he's on a 2-fight win streak over Josh Peterson and Dontel Mays, but those are two ass, complete dick fighters. Like, completely trash fighters. And Shamil has a fast start, but as the fight goes on, he just is fat as fuck and likes to hold on to people and make it a grueling garbage stink fight. And I know Sergey Spivak is not the best person to get around that kind of style, but I think he's at the level where he can win a decision against Shamil Gaziev. He's at the Jorginho Rosenstruik level, I think. He beat Derek Lewis. He destroyed Derek Lewis. That's an interesting win. Even though Derek Lewis is so hit or miss, it's insane. He's he took Cyril Gane, like I think it was the third round. Like he's been in there against fighters that are better than Shamil Gaziev and did decent. He had his come up. He had his blow through everybody moment until he got to the actual good heavyweights. And I think Gaziev is just a level below that, to be honest. You can't quit to cardio in a fight and then I can't pick that afterward. I'm never gonna pick him again. He quit to cardio against Ryujin Rosenstruik and quit because he couldn't see anything apparently, but he was so tired in that fight that he just had to give up. I don't like that going into any fight ever against anybody. And he headbutted the cage on his first takedown attempt against Rizino. It's heavyweight. I get it. They're all going to be like that kind of to a degree until like the top five. But Shamil, I cannot trust Shamil Gaziev. And his main weapon is his grappling, which Sergey Spivak has good grappling. He can keep it on the feet. And if he doesn't get just bulldozed taken down, which I don't think he will, it'll be a lot of cage control shit. And I can see Spivak doing better and getting out of those positions and being able to, in the later rounds, push a better pace than Schmiel and strike effectively. I know Spivak hasn't been having a good career as of late for himself, but God, I just can't trust Shamil Gaziev to win. And if he does, maybe I can start trusting him again if it's impressive enough, if he just dominates Spivak. Because it's not like a crazy thing to do, but it's a step above what I think Shamil is capable of. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Sergey Spivak to stuff the takedowns to a degree. Maybe he can go for a zone when Shamil gets tired in the later rounds. I could see that happening. It's gonna be a lot of clinching, a lot of shitty looking striking, and I bet you Spivak will have more in the tank as the fight goes on, and will be just a tiny fucking bit better than Shamil Gaziev to a decision. That's my guess. So yeah, Sergey Spivak can't trust Shamil Gaziev at this point in his career. Next, Jack Hermansson versus Miktek Begorolbai. So this is a very interesting fight because Jack Hermansson's coming down from middleweight and Miktek Begorolbai is coming up from lightweight, and they're meeting at welterweight in the middle. So they're 2 weight classes apart from their base weight class. Kind of crazy, but I am going to go with Miktek Begorolbai to win this fight. I really don't like that Jack Hermansson's coming off of like the worst KO you've ever seen in your life against Gregory Rodriguez. He got flatline KO'd by Gregory Rodriguez in his last fight. Now he's coming down a weight class that doesn't help your chin whatsoever. He's always looked kind of good. He's always been like nifty, and he'll beat a fighter that's not prepared or not used to the game, like a Joe Pyfer that's kind of super fresh. But he's nothing special, and he's coming down a weight class, and I think lighter man skill works, and especially with a fighter like Mektek Bargorobai, who's a very well-rounded and can be dominant in the grappling depending on his opponent, and he's very rudimentary technical striker. I think, and he's pretty powerful, and he likes to scrap, and he's very fucking tough. I really like Oralbai's chances to push like make a pressure game out of Jack Hermansson, holding him against the cage, trying to take him down, getting takedowns. Jack maybe gets up, but he's landing shots also, and he's being technical on the outside. And the main thing is I just don't trust Jack. He's way older. I know Oralbai's not going to get finished on the feet. Like, he's had rough, like, rocky situations where he's gotten rocked before, but if, like, his fight with Rebecca, was it Rebecca? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think it was Rebecca. Whatever the fight was where he fought fucking one of the worst wars you've ever seen in your life, and his eyeball exploded, and he got rocked and dropped like 3 times, but he never got finished and was throwing back like crazy. That fight has shown me that McTechbeck is never going to get finished. He's extremely tough. I don't think he's going to get submitted by Jack, obviously. And decision wise, I really like his chances. And if anybody's getting a finish, it's Oralbai. So all signs to me point to Oralbai either being able to get this done by finish, ground and pound maybe, or just doing a little bit better on the feet over in the feet. Oh, doing a little bit better on the feet and in the grappling overall in this fight. Jack Hermansson is too old, coming down a weight class. Oralbai is super light, coming up a weight class. I trust lighter man skill, and I don't trust Jack Hermansson's chin. So yeah, Miktek Beck Oralbai, probably by decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a third round TKO for Oralbai. Next, Volkan Ozdemir versus Alonzo Menifield. So I think this is a very easy one to predict, unless Volkan Ozdemir gets up completely knocked out cold, obliterated by a crazy right hand or some shit. I'm gonna go with Volkan Ozdemir to win. He's way better. He's fought way better competition. He's way more technically sound and well-rounded. Alonzo Menifield kind of an oaf. He's kind of like a kind of stupid ass fighter where he just throws like crazy. And he's not super strong anywhere, but he's super powerful, obviously, and strong. So he can kind of muscle guys around and knock people out when he needs to. Like, he's coming off a knockout win, but he also had a split decision before that against Julius Walker, which looked like shit, and he looked like shit. And Alonzo is just shit. He's not very good. He's very sloppy. Volkan Ozdemir has fought the who's who of light heavyweight, beaten good names, and lost to obviously good names, coming off a knockout win against Johnny Walker. And he lost to Carlos Ulberg, but he gave a really good fight to Carlos. Like, Carlos barely, like, he beat him, but it was close. Carlos definitely beat him, but it was a very close fight, which Volkan was doing good in. I like that, because Carlos Ulberg is very fucking good. He's insanely good. And his other losses include Yuri Prohaska, Magomed Ankalaev, fucking other ones, other great fighters in the light heavyweight division. And Alonzo Menifield's kind of lost to shit cans and been shinned out cold by a lot of people. And I won't say the Mirzakhanov KO was bad because Mirzakhanov's kind of nuts and he's going on a run. But overall, I think Volkan is way more technically sound, has done way better against way better comp than Alonzo Menifield. Has a chin. He's not just getting KO'd all over the place. He's good on the ground. He can take this to the ground. And I bet you he controls him on the ground if it goes there. He got a submission win over Bogdan Guskov in a couple fights ago. And Bogdan's good. He's super solid. Guskov's a good fucking fighter. And he submitted him recently. So yeah, I'm going to go with Volkan Ozdemir to dominate pretty much everywhere. He's going to strike him up on the feet, use rangy strikes, start landing shit, start adding up damage. Alonzo's going to throw like a freak. He's not going to be able to land. If he does land, Volkan will take him down and hold him down. I bet you can submit him. I don't think Alonzo Menifield's good at jiu-jitsu at all and won't be able to stop a potential choke from Volkan Ozdemir for very long. Like if it's a full round of control time for Volkan, I bet you gets the submission. So I just think this is clear for Volkan unless he gets the crazy fucking power knockout. So yeah, Volkan Ozdemir by decision probably, but I could definitely see him finishing him he could really finish him anywhere. Alonzo Menifield doesn't have a good chin either. I think it's clear for Volkan Ozdemir, but kind of however he really wants. But I'm gonna go with decision. No, I'm gonna go with submission to be honest. I think he takes him down and chokes him out in like round 3. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, Volkan Ozdemir clear. Next, Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Machado Gary. So this one will be the make or break for the old guard of welterweight. Bilal Muhammad is the last saving grace for these old fucks to see if they were any good at all or if the welterweight division was always kind of shit. And now these new guys are just going to come in, clear house, and it'll be an easy walk in the park for all the newcomers coming up. Because Bilal Muhammad's best wins are Leon Edwards, Gilbert Burns, Sean Brady, and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Stephen's old, doesn't have as good of grappling as one would need at welterweight to succeed. Gilbert Burns is good, but is he good? He fought competition similar to him, and he did good against them. We don't know how good welterweight is because they've only been fighting each other. And the second new people have been getting introduced, everybody's been falling on their ass. Leon Edwards just got knocked out by Carlos Prates. Sean Brady just got knocked out in the first round by Michael Morales. Kamaru Usman got knocked out by Leon Edwards. So that's terrible. And got beat by decision by Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is terrible. Bilal Muhammad got beat the fuck up by Jack Della Maddalena, who just got dominated by Islam Makhachev coming up a weight class. Bilal Muhammad could not take down and control Jack Della Maddalena at all in their fight. Islam made it look easy. I'm hoping it was an injury from Jack. That would explain it. But so far, there's been no news. So as of right now, all I can think is that Bilal Muhammad is terrible. And he couldn't do anything. And he's made it close with every single person he's ever fought. Besides Sean Brady, who we know now, and which I predicted that he doesn't have a chin at all. Sean Brady's best win was Leon Edwards, who I knew was a wilter and a quitter. It's not looking good for welterweight, or at least the past fighters of welterweight. Ian Gary is coming up with a lot of hype, a lot of stock, a bunch of fights on short notice where he looked really good. He took the Carlos Prates fight on short notice. He took the Shavkat fight on short notice. He beat Carlos Prates by decision. Very close, but it wasn't on short notice. And he nullified his crazy power and striking comfort on the feet the entirety of the fight until the 5th round, where he was kind of getting bitched at the end. But that's impressive. Ian Gary is way bigger than Bilal as well. And in the Shavkat fight, he arguably, he lost, but it was very close. He made a super competitive close decision with Shavkat on short notice. That's impressive, no matter how you look at it. Ian Gary's resume is already better to me than Bilal's, and he's not a champ yet. He's bigger, like I said. I don't know if he has longer range, because Ian kind of has short arms. But he has way better backwards foot game striking. He can keep it on the feet, he can keep it at range, he can land strikes and move out of the way. He did it against a better striker in Carlos Prates, and I would say more effective grappler in Shavkat Rakhmonov, he was able to do a lot and get his back. The way I look at it, Ian Gary has a path to victory. Has many path to victory. You see, he has like 3 or 4. Bilal Muhammad, I don't see a path to victory for him. He's not going to outstrike Ian Gary on the feet. He's not going to. It, Bilal's not going to chin Ian Gary. Ian Gary's been against way more powerful strikers, way more dangerous opponents. He's not going to submit Ian Gary because he's not going to be able to get him to the ground like he wants to. If he couldn't get Jack down or really anyone down and hold him down like he, besides Leon, I guess, he's not going to get Ian Gary down and be able to hold him there for a long time. It's not going to happen. He might throw him down and Ian will get back up. I could see Gary having a success in the grappling department if he wants to. He's way bigger than him, and he's no joke in the grappling at all. He trains in Brazil or whatever, or whatever he likes to say. He knows Portuguese or whatever. I know Ian Gary's a gay lame, but he's way better all around than Bilal Muhammad. And every single thing from last pay-per-view and every other welterweight fight as of late is pointing to Bilal Muhammad's resume being dog shit compared to Ian Machado Gary's potential resume and even current resume. I really like Ian Gary's chances in this fight. And I'm going to say Ian Gary, he probably knocks him out in the second or third round after stuffing takedowns and keeping it on the feet. But if he doesn't, he's going to win by decision. And I just really don't see a path to victory for Bilal. Maybe this could end badly pick-wise for me, but I don't like... The only argument I could see is that he dominated Leon Edwards. But I think Leon Edwards is a quitter. And I know Ian Gary's tough. He's tough. And it's weird to say that because Ian Gary is just... I hate him. I hate him so much. But he's better than Bilal Muhammad everywhere, I think. So yeah. Ian Gary, knockout round 2 or 3. Clear, easy win for him. Next, Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. So, sadly, I don't think Dan Hooker's going to be able to get this one done. Arman Tsarukyan is the better fighter on the ground. He might not be as tough as Dan Hooker, which a lot of people may say that he will start succeeding as rounds go on, and he might start racking up damage, and it might start getting to Arman because he's a rich kid and a fucking loser, and he's been out for so long he might be rusty. I just don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Arman is just that good in the grappling. And on the feet, he's no fucking joke. He'll be able to get down Dan Hooker. I know Dan Hooker had a really good performance against Gamrot, which he won, but he arguably lost also. It was a very close fight. But Gamrot is not the same fighter as Arman. I know Gamrot beat Arman, and the math is weird with this matchup in general. But Arman Tsarukyan does a way better job of doing damage with his grappling, and he's more dominant when he's on top than Gamrot. He'll land shots when he's on top. Gamrot really doesn't. Gamrot just holds you down. Arman's way more active. I'd say he's stronger, and he's way better at like actually in the fight grappling, where he's actually fighting his opponent and not just wrestling him. And also on the feet, he's no joke. I mean, he knocked out Beneil Dariush. I guess that's not like a crazy thing, but he's good on the feet. He can hang on the feet. And Dan Hooker's been out. And he's been out for a fucking long ass time, just like Arman has. Not as long, but a long time as well, because he broke his arm twice. I don't like that going into a fight against Arman. And overall, Dan's been dominating the grappling before. Islam destroyed him in the grappling, and Arman gave a really, really good fight to Islam Makhachev when they first started fighting. When they first, like, early in their careers in the UFC. Arman Tsarukyan gave a super competitive close decision with Islam, who we now know is the best fighter of all time, probably. So I really like that. And Dan Hooker doesn't have enough... I know Arman Tsarukyan got rocked, and I think it was by Joaquin Silva. He got rocked, and that's maybe something you could look at, but I don't think Dan Hooker has power like that. Not even like Joaquin Silva, I'm not even saying that. But Dan Hooker doesn't have power, really. He has to finish his opponents. He doesn't have one-punch knockout power. And all things considered, Arman has a good chin, and he doesn't get finished. So, I don't think... I could see Dan Hooker maybe, if he can stuff the takedown, which I don't think he'll be able to in the long run, keep it on the feet, start landing crazy shots, make it a battle like I'm sure that's his game plan. And it would be way more fun, and I would love it, because I like Dan Hooker way more than Arman, and I think Arman's a bitch. And I hate that he's ruined lightweight. And I think Ilia Topuria would smoke him. but I don't trust Dan Hooker's grappling. And Arman Tsarukyan is he's like, he doesn't have to worry about anything. He's been out for a long time, but I'm sure he's just been preparing, and I'm sure his camp went perfect. He has every resource available to make his camp go fucking perfect. He has he's like a billionaire or some shit from his dad's money or whatever. He's a rich kid. So he has every resource available to beat Dan Hooker, and I think he's going to. He's beat better comp as well. Yeah, I hope Dan wins, but he's not gonna, I think. And then we'll do Arman Tsarukyan versus Ilya Tafuria possibly. And then the winner, hopefully Ilya can go up and fight Islam. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are my predictions. Let me know what you think, and I will see you soon.